Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Always Out of Market podcast. It's your old Mac Daddy, Ryan, right here. That's what the boys call me on the down low. Not on podcasts because they're too embarrassed to, but, personally. We're talking some preseason again today, briefly, but mostly we're talking about just kind of news. We got a week and a half till season starts. And we got our last ranking, kind of a sum up of the summer of rankings we've had, where everybody kind of just went off their favorite team. Like, what team do you hate the most? 32, all the way down to your favorite team, which we all know what those are for all of us. And we'll be seeing that in kind of a summary of what everybody put the theme was for everything throughout all these other rankings we did. We'll explain it as we go along. But yeah, so I'm Ryan. We got Steven, as usual,
Hi.
Jason,
Hello.
and Matthew.
So,
Yeah,
also, I like the summer of rankings. That was a good.
yeah.
That was a nice little touch you added.
Maybe that's what I need to call this episode, the Summer of Rankings.
Trademark. But yeah, and we'll see. The four of us here, you'll see the rankings. We all told the truth of our opinionated teams. There's one other person you'll see though. I don't know if we'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you want to just hop into news first to kind of get? There's been a few things going on. Jason's got news as usual, so if you want to, Steven just ran away. But if you want to go ahead, Jason, and
Steven just faded into existence.
Yeah. He ran into the internet. Oh, there he's back.
I forgot to turn my alarm off, my second alarm.
Oh my god.
All right, Jason, go ahead and shoot us some news.
All right, so we'll start off. I got a couple things for the Titans. First off, Caleb Farley had an explosion at his house, and I think it's in North Carolina.
Yeah, his parents' house. Yeah.
Yeah, and his father was killed in the explosion. So I'm assuming he's going to be away from the team for a little bit.
I don't know. The whole thing is really tragic because he's like, I mean, he was like one of our first round picks. He was supposed to be like one of the best players, and he just can't stay healthy. Plus, his mom like died of cancer like when he was in college, and then now his dad has died in a very tragic house explosion. I don't know if they ever talked about what actually caused it. I'm sure maybe it was like a gas leak or something.
I think I think I saw that's what it was a gas leak.
But that dude has been dealing with so much tragedy, and I hate it for him. But
yeah, obviously wish him the best. Hopefully he's able to come in and play for, in his parents' memory and, do some good for the team.
I think the players have been very supportive too. So
yeah,
it's been good. It's a horrible tragedy, but at least there's some feel good sides of it too, with players and coaches really supporting him. But
yeah.
We're
not going to dwell on that too much because that's
really depressing.
Yeah, so we're going to move to something a little bit more lighthearted that also still has to do with the Titans. And that is that Will Levis signed a lifetime deal with Hellman's Mayonnaise.
I hate my life.
I had to just throw that in there just for fun because we've talked about it so much with him putting mayonnaise in his coffee, and
I feel like go ahead.
I would say it's just. I think I even saw that like when he signed the deal, he put mayonnaise in coffee and drank it like at a press conference recently, and it's just, why would you do that?
I feel like they have to do that at the Titan Stadium this year. Is serve coffee with mayonnaise as like a thing.
I feel like it's obligated. I was going to say the same thing.
I don't think that's going to be a thing until he's actually our franchise guy. He's not our franchise guy yet. Well, if he ends up working out, sure, that'll probably become a thing, and I'll hate it.
You get the Will Levis special: a coffee with mayonnaise and a banana peel.
Yeah, if you go to a Titans game and they have it, you're obligated to get it and drink it, and it's full.
Somebody has to, Steven, and it's you and Tyler being the Titans fans. One of y'all has to do it.
No, not one of them. Both of them have to.
Yeah,
it's not fair to make one of them.
Or you have to switch teams. That's the deal.
I'm going to say Tyler has to do it because he's the one that truly cursed us. We both shit on Will Levis, but he was the one that was really shitting on Will Levis and saying the Colts were going to take him, and then we get him instead. So I think he should have to do it.
I think majority rules, and both of y'all have to drink it.
Yeah, majority rules.
All right, well, we'll move on to, there's a couple more miscellaneous things before we get into like trades and injuries and stuff like that. As Cowboys' second-year defensive end Sam Williams was arrested on charges of unlawful carrying of a weapon and possession of a controlled substance. So I'm assuming he probably won't be playing soon.
How many situations with guns is going to happen with NFL players this offseason? Like, this is like the 4th or 5th time we've had something like this happen this year.
This is every year.
Yeah,
I feel like it's less this year.
Really? For some reason, maybe because I'm paying more attention to everything going on.
That's
now,
100% what it is. I'm in agreement with Matthew. I feel like it's less this year than it's been in the past, but we're paying way more attention now than we were last year at this point. Yeah, I assume he's not going to be playing for a little bit, dealing with that. Next, we've got Jets wide receiver Corey Davis announced he is retiring. I think he's 28. I think is what it said in the tweet that I saw.
Wow.
Just kind of out of nowhere, decided he was going to retire, which is, I mean, I would say that's a pretty big loss for the Jets, honestly.
It's a huge loss for the Jets. I mean, now it's Garrett Wilson, Alan Lazard, and I really don't know who their third is.
I'm trying to think. I can't think of who their third guy would be now.
It was Corey Davis. Now
it could be Antonio Brown. He's coming back.
Oh God!
To be a Jet, that would be something else.
I could see it. I mean, they'd go play with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Yeah, for 3 games, and then he'll storm off the field like a baby.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Speaking of Antonio Brown, we can talk about one of his former teams now, because the Bucs finally named their starting quarterback for the season, Baker Mayfield. So I think we talked about it a few weeks ago that we didn't know who it was going to be between Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask. They both suck. So
I hate it. I mentioned it earlier this week to y'all, but like I want to be a Buccaneers fan so badly because I just love their aesthetic and everything. But the fact that their past fucking 3 quarterbacks have been Jameis Winston, Tom Brady, and Baker Mayfield, who are like my least 3 favorite quarterbacks of all time, it fucking pisses me off so much because I want to be a Buccaneers fan, but I physically just can't because of the quarterback pick they always have.
Well, don't worry. When they oh, go ahead, Matthew. Go ahead.
This is just on the Jets thing. They just signed Randall Cobb too. I fully forgot about that.
Yeah.
So they're good.
Yeah. Well, what I was going to say is the Bucs are going to wind up having a top 5 pick probably in the next draft. So they may get they're not going to get Caleb Williams unless they have the number 1 pick, but they may get no. I think they might be able to get Drake May for North Carolina, which would be, I think that'd be solid.
I don't hate him, so yeah, I can maybe go for them if they had him as quarterback.
Yeah, so
I would love it if the Bucs got Bo Nix, though. That would be.
Oh my God.
I'll be a huge Bucs fan. This where I put the Bucs on this list, it would go up so high if Bo Nix is on there. You know.
Oh God.
I hate to keep doing this and going back to the Jets, but I'm looking at all their receivers. They have 12 receivers on their roster right now.
Jesus.
I mean, probably 6 of them are going to get cut.
Oh,
yeah. Lots of cuts coming up.
It's a lot of bigger. I mean, it's Randall Cobb, Corey Davis isn't there anymore. McCall Hardman Jr., Alan Lazard, Malik Taylor, Garrett Wilson. They don't have a bunch of small name receivers. It's a bunch of big guys for the most part.
Yeah, and I'll bring this up now. I just remembered about it because you said that a bunch of them weren't going to make the team, obviously, so they're going to cut it down. There are the deadline to make your team down to the 53 man is this coming up Tuesday in just a couple days. I saw a tweet saying teams are going from 90 players down to 53, which means 1,184 players are going to get cut in the next 2 days.
That's insane to think.
That is crazy to think about. That they're all just going to lose their job and have to go.
Well, they're going to lose their job, but around 500 of them are going to get signed to be on our practice squad at least.
Yeah,
so
a lot of them will be practice squad. And once injuries start happening this season, a lot of them will be brought back. But
yeah, so
and honestly,
but still, I would say half of them still are going to lose their job for at least the next year.
The big ones, though, the ones that actually did really good in preseason that just aren't going to make, even if they don't make a practice squad, they could just go play in one of these small leagues and then end up going right back to the NFL.
Yeah,
they go and do crazy numbers.
That's one thing I really like about having the XFL and the USFL now is that these guys still have a chance to go play, make some money, and then they can try and get back into the NFL or get into the NFL for the first time based off of how they play in these lower leagues. Which, I mean, I think at this point, basically every team in the NFL has signed a USFL or an XFL player and have them on their roster, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's because a lot of them are just guys who didn't get a chance to go to the NFL. Something happened and they didn't get to go, and now
Yeah.
they get noticed. So
Yeah, whether it be that they may not have gotten a ton of playing time in college, or they may have gone to like a Division 2 or 3 school and didn't get scouted or something like that.
for
Or in
sure, they definitely have NFL talent, and they just, like you said, they were just at a D3 school.
Yeah.
And then
Nobody saw 'em.
also a lot of them too. It's like, you know, even if they are on like an NFL team temporarily, maybe they only get to play in the preseason a little bit and then training camp, and that's not like showing what their true talent is. So then you got the USFL and XFL where they're like balling out, and then you can finally see what they look like. So
Yeah. Yeah, I don't watch it like I do the NFL, but I'm a big fan of those lower leagues because of what they're able to do for the players.
oh yeah, me too.
Anyway, we're done with the miscellaneous section of the news. We got one really big thing with Jonathan Taylor has permission to seek a trade. The problem is he only has 2 days left as of right now to get it done. There's been 6 teams, or around 6 teams, have reached out to the Colts and made offers. The Dolphins have been the most aggressive, according to reports. The Eagles, the Bears, and the Rams have also been pretty aggressive. The problem is the Colts want a first-round pick and then some, and they're not going to get it, which means Jonathan Taylor is going to be a Colt this year. Whether or not he plays or not, I guess is another story. We'll see what happens come week 1. I don't see him getting traded by the deadline. Maybe later on in the season in October he'll get traded, but I don't see it happening in the next couple days.
I'm calling it Jonathan Taylor to the Broncos for Russell Wilson.
We don't need another running back. We have like 3 or 4 really good ones. I don't want Jonathan Taylor on my team.
Why would they give up Russell Wilson?
I just see it happening.
I mean, Jarrett Stidham did ball out yesterday.
Exactly.
I don't think he's better than Russell Wilson.
I mean, y'all put up more points yesterday than y'all did all last season, I think.
Yeah. It sure felt like it.
No, that's accurate. 100%. It's 100% fact.
It's that Stidham connection, you know? Jarrett Stidham, very underrated quarterback.
I think the whole Jonathan Taylor situation has been just an absolute disaster. Like, everything has been a mess from the beginning to the end. But we're still technically in it, so.
Want to take a guess at where he's going to go?
I mean, if he's going to go anywhere, I think it's going to be the Dolphins. They have the draft capital to give up, and they are in need of a superstar running back.
That's all they really need is a good running back, and their offense will be dominant.
Yep. I think if the Dolphins can get Jonathan Taylor, they can make a huge run this year. As long as Tua stays healthy.
Something with their O-line. That's why Tua can't stay healthy.
Yeah. I mean, that is an issue too. But if they are able to get a superstar running back on top of what they already have, they're going to be dangerous. And I know he's not here, but Gavin said he would be, and I quote, horny for that if Jonathan Taylor was able to go to the Dolphins. So, I mean, well, keep an eye on that. And if anybody remembers and he gets traded, we can try and retweet it on Twitter. But we're not really good at that, though.
I just gotta say, I'm fine with him not being in my division anymore.
I'm sure.
He didn't really play last year, but I mean, he has played.
I was about to say he was only up against 6 games or something. Did y'all play him?
I don't know. I don't remember because we swept the Colts last year, but I can't remember if we played because we basically played them and then had like a bye in another game and then played them again. It was a really weird schedule last year. So I think he might have been out at that point.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. All right, we got some trades that have happened. Cardinals are in full tank mode. They traded Isaiah Simmons to the Giants for a 2024 7th round pick.
I think I was the one that put that in the chat, and I just replied, "What are the Cardinals doing?" And obviously they're tanking, but like, really, like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah, they are in hardcore tank mode at this point. Yeah, the Giants got him for nothing. And
yeah, I was shocked whenever I saw that he was they traded him for a 7th round pick. The Giants just got the biggest steal of the year.
Yeah, so far at least. There's still 2 days left that trades can happen, so we'll see. And the Cardinals have another trade. The Browns traded Josh Dobbs and a 2024 7th round pick to the Cardinals for a 2024 5th round pick. I did see a rumor that Kyler Murray might not play this year at all.
Because his injury is still bad.
I don't know if it's because of his injury or if it's because of his injury and they're tanking, or if it's that they're just tanking and they don't want him to play. Not really sure. Could be a combination of both. I guess we'll find out as we get closer to the season. Because I know it's been known for a while that he might miss part of the season anyway because of his injury. So it might just be to supplement that. I'm not really sure.
I do think the Browns giving up Josh Dobbs is probably for the better, though, because I don't remember who so it's obviously Deshaun Watson, but then I don't remember who the other guy is, and then there's that Dorian Thompson-Robinson, who has really showed out in the preseason. So I think Josh Dobbs, I don't even know if they really played him at all in the preseason, so I guess it makes sense to just say, all right, go somewhere else, we'll get something for you. But
yeah, I think they played him a little bit in the preseason. It wasn't a lot, though. They definitely played Dorian Thompson-Robinson more by a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Are we going to wait to talk about preseason stuff?
At the end, yeah.
Okay.
We're going to do that after the rankings.
Let's see. Browns have another trade on here. They traded offensive tackle Tyrone Wheatley to the Patriots for running back Pierre Strong. I guess they're looking for a backup running back for Nick Chubb. Not really sure what that move was about.
Looking to get rid of Nick Chubb.
Absolutely not. There's no way.
That's the last thing they need to do right now. Yeah, I don't really have a whole lot to say about that other than wondering why they traded for a running back. And then this one, we'll probably talk about for a minute. The 49ers traded Trey Lance to the Cowboys for a 4th round pick. Keep in mind, they gave up 3 first-round picks to get Trey Lance. The Dolphins have managed to get Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle,
Jalen Ramsey, I'm pretty sure.
It might be Jalen Ramsey, and then can't remember what his name is from the Broncos last year.
Chubb.
Yeah. So they've got.
I said it and I forgot I was muted. So
okay.
I was like, why did he just ignore me?
I couldn't remember who it was. Yeah, Chubb. So they got 4 players off of those 3 first-round picks from the 49ers. And then they get back a 4th round pick from the Cowboys, and that is it.
Yeah, the Cowboys, very low risk, high reward situation there, I think. So if of course he can stay healthy, but we could have never predicted last year with the 49ers that Trey Lance would just get hurt and then just not be able to do anything, and then Brock Purdy, of all people, Mr. Irrelevant, just went off. So
yeah,
it makes sense to go away from him. I hate that they got so little back. They didn't get really anything out of it.
It's showing that trade value for players in general, not even for just running backs at this point, but trade value for players in general is just so low these days.
Well, especially if they haven't really done anything to prove themselves yet. Like, that's the thing for Trey Lance. He hasn't done anything that has made everyone go, okay, he's somebody's new franchise guy.
Yeah, that's fair in this case. But like,
Still, even
even
for like the D-Hop trade,
yeah,
it was not a lot.
well, it wasn't a trade. He just got released and they signed him
Yeah.
because they couldn't get what they wanted to trade him.
They did get him on a pretty cheap deal, though. I will admit that. So
Yes. But I mean, it like I said, it just shows there is very little value in players for trades right now, and it's kind of crazy to think about because it used to be like if you wanted a star player, you would give up a first round pick and a player to get a star wide receiver or running back or corner, something like that. And it just doesn't.
I think now what a lot has to do with it is that players are getting paid so much money, and these teams can't afford to pay them that much money, so they just can't get them. That's just, I think, what it boils down to for the most part. Is the Commanders, they can't go out and get anybody. They have nothing. They don't have anything to give up to get a star player. Teams like that are just screwed in the long run, as of right now at least. I don't know if something could change possibly, but
I think it also ties into the fact that, like, for players now, especially like quarterback, for example. I mean, look at the quarterbacks on their new extensions, like how much they're getting paid. That's why if you get a nice rookie quarterback, you have a nice cheap player that ends up being a stud. That's what you want. So teams are going to have to give up like first round picks. They're missing out on a big star player potentially for like nothing money wise. So it kind of plays in both ways, not just the contract that you're going to have to take over for another team, but also giving up the picks hurts a lot.
Yeah, and since while we're still on it about Trey Lance going to the Cowboys are cutting Will Grier, who was one of their quarterbacks on their roster. They let him play the entire preseason game last night to try and let him show off that he can be on another team, and he balled out. I think he had like 6 incompletions the whole game. He threw for over 300 yards.
I thought he had 400 yards.
It might be. I know he threw for 2 touchdowns and rushed for 2 touchdowns. So, I mean, accounting for 4 touchdowns in a preseason game, he's going to get signed to another team. He deserves it at least.
He also had one throw where he threw it left-handed and it was complete. He was getting sacked and he just threw it like this, left-handed, like Patrick Mahomes did. And I've only seen one video of it.
Kind of like a shove kind of thing.
He was more of a throw.
He still actually threw.
Yeah, but it was completed and he threw it with his non-dominant hand.
I mean, he balled out last night, and I would be shocked if he didn't get signed to a team because there are plenty of teams out there right now that need a backup quarterback. So I think his chances are pretty high.
There's teams that need a starting quarterback.
Yeah. I mean, I wish him luck with the way he played. He deserves it. Let's see. We've got some. We got the Bucks released kicker Rodrigo Blankenship. We talked about it last night while we were together, and we said he was so good in college, and he has just struggled since he got to the NFL.
Has not been good in the NFL at all. It's a shame.
Yeah,
that's a lot. That happens to a lot of like really star kickers in the NFL or in college. They just kind of fizzle out in the NFL. Maybe the pressure gets to them or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
he was just such an iconic looking player because he was always wearing his glasses.
Little goggles. No, his goggles, not his glasses.
Yeah, they're pretty much goggles. Yeah. I always love that.
Speaking of kicker releases, the Titans had a couple of them themselves. They released Caleb Shudak and Trey Wolf, and then signed Michael Badgley to supplement that.
Garbage.
I'll
just do a real quick note. So obviously, right now it was the battle between Caleb Shudak, which they had last year, and they brought in Trey Wolf in the offseason. it looked like they were battling. Neither one of them were doing great. Caleb Shudak, as far as kicks was going, like for field goals was okay, but on like kickoffs, he like sent several of them out of bounds. So giving teams good field position, and field position is a big deal. So it makes sense to cut both of them, but I don't think Badgley's a good replacement. I mean, I think we need to get a better free agent kicker. There's got to be at least somebody that's better than that, because Badgley also did not perform well in the preseason. But we'll get into all that at the end. But yeah, we do not have a good kicking situation right now. We might as well bring back Fat Randy at this point. So sorry, that's what we call him. That's what everybody calls him.
So we'll stick with the Titans for a second. You guys signed another player. I haven't heard of this guy. Defensive lineman Trevon Coley. I didn't even. On. Yeah, I didn't even see like how long the deal was. I'm assuming it's for 1 year. I saw that and I was like, I might as well put it in there. I should have brought this up earlier. The Colts also cut a running back. They cut Kenyon Drake. So
did that just happen like today or something? I feel like I just heard about that.
It was either like this morning or last night when it came out. I
mean, we're in cut down mode now. I mean, they're gonna have to have it done by Tuesday anyway. So
yeah, there's gonna be a lot of cuts coming up, and we're not gonna cover all of them because there's just so many of them that are gonna happen.
I'm not going to cover all 1,000 people that get cut.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that.
That'll just be the whole episode.
Here's a big one. The Raiders finally got a deal with Josh Jacobs in place. It's a 1-year deal worth up to $12 million, which means he will, in fact, be playing week 1 against the Broncos. I'm not happy about that. He tore us up last season in both games. He's one of the few running backs that the Broncos can't stop. But that's huge for the Raiders because we don't really know what their offense is going to look like with Jimmy Garoppolo as the quarterback. But they have Josh Jacobs to lean on for the run game, and we know that that's solid no matter what. So we got some injuries. We found out last night Bucs starting center Ryan Jensen is out for the season. He's been put on IR. I saw that he might be done for his career, depending on how bad this injury is. He missed all of last season. Now he's going to miss all of this season, so I assume the Bucs will probably move on regardless if he's done for his career or not. And then I've got 5 wide receiver injuries. The Commanders...
4 of them on the Broncos?
2 of them are on the Broncos. The Commanders, a wide receiver, Terry McLaurin, is believed to be dealing with turf toe. It's not thought to be like overly serious or anything. He should be fine. It's just like a mild irritation. I'm assuming he didn't play in their preseason game this week.
I'm sure they didn't. No, they gotta have Terry for sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's their one like really big star player they have right now that has shown a lot of promise.
They do have Jahan Dotson. And he didn't get to play last season, so we don't know how good he's going to do in the NFL. But he was a stud. So
yeah, we'll see what they look like. I feel like the Commanders are one of those teams this year that are going to be very interesting to watch to see how they are.
That's the East Champ.
We'll see about that. All right, Panthers wide receiver DJ Chark suffered a hamstring injury. Not thought to be very serious. He should be fine after a few weeks of resting. But if it would have been something serious, that'd have been a huge blow for Bryce Young. That's one of his main targets that he's going to have this year. And then the Seahawks wide receiver Jackson Smith-Njigba had surgery on his wrist. He had an injury in week 2 of the preseason against the Cowboys. The timetable is kind of in the air, but he could be ready for week 1, depending on how the surgery went. I didn't see anything about it yet, so not really sure. So that could be a big blow for the Seahawks, but they still have a few good wide receivers.
Fucking
about to say,
they're stacked at wide receiver.
I mean, obviously I want Jason to play, but if the alternate being Metcalf and Lockett being the main receivers, it's still like we didn't lose anybody in the offseason in our receiver core. So.
Yeah. So, it might be a blow, but you guys should still be fine on your receiving core.
I said, and then he won't be out most of the season, knock on wood.
Yeah. And then, of course, just like every other week, we have some Broncos injuries to report. Both being wide receivers. Jalen Virgil is out for the season after a meniscus injury. He's been put on IR, so he will not play this year. And then the biggest one for us this week was Jerry Jeudy having a hamstring injury. He's expected to miss around 3 or 4 weeks, so probably not going to play week 1 against the Raiders, but should be back for week 2. I don't know who we play in week 2 off the top of my head, but
so
thank God. Go ahead.
So how many injured receivers do y'all have right now on your team? And it's not even the first game yet.
Yeah, Tim Patrick out for the season, Jalen Virgil out for the season, Jerry Jeudy out for a few weeks. KJ Hamler had a heart condition and we cut him. So that's 4 I can remember off the top of my head.
Man, it's great to be a Broncos receiver.
Yep. Broncos wide receiver is the most cursed position in the NFL by miles. It's crazy.
It's close behind, not like that much as past year, but close behind that is the Seahawks running back position since Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah.
For the 49ers quarterback room last season.
There we go.
Yeah, that's it for news. So we can move over to the rankings.
Yeah.
All right. You want to explain, Ryan, since you
we'll go ahead and show them the first slide 32 so I can kind of, explain as they see what the format will be.
All right.
So, yeah. I'm guessing we can just assume it's on the screen now, Steven. You'll have it.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
They can't see us right now. I'll flip back and forth.
Perfect. So it's a similar format that we usually do. All of the boys except for Gavin, because he didn't have time, sent in basically your least favorite to most favorite team rankings. Like basically not like aesthetic, nothing like that. Just pure who do you like the most versus who do you like the least in every single ranking there. And we that's what all these the symbols, the logos are those rankings. On each person's ranking, I also totaled up from our mascot rankings, our logo rankings, our stadium rankings, and our uniform rankings, what we thought of that team based on the theme, each person. I totaled that up and then ranked that, and that's what that theme ranking is there. So as an example, in this first one, Steven hates the Browns the most, but thought they were only the 29th theme. So they weren't the worst theme according to Steven. They were the third to last or whatever.
I think the mascot helped them out.
Yes.
That was the only thing they kept down from being last.
And the last thing to notice on our slide, obviously we have this everybody square. That is, I took the sum of everybody's opinion rankings that they sit in that we're going to see here. And that is basically the podcast's least favorite to favorite team as a group. So you can see here, for some reason, which everybody was pretty surprised about, we hate the Cardinals the most out of every team as a group.
It really did catch me off guard a little bit because not so much anymore with all the trades and whatnot that have gone on recently, but they did have some players that I think all of us enjoyed watching at least a little bit.
Yeah.
So that really caught me off guard, honestly.
If they weren't my division rival, I wouldn't hate the Cardinals that much at all. I've got no reason to. But
yeah. Same thing with the Chiefs with me. I hate the Chiefs because they're in my division and they're so good. I hate it.
Tell me about the Lions. Not that they're really good. It's just that I like a bunch of their players, and I don't like the team.
Yeah, and I was going to say, a few of us looked at it slightly different ways. Like, for me, example, I don't have any of my division rivals at the very end or very bottom of the list because for me, a lot of it has to do with players and rosters that affect my opinion. Especially now, the Cardinals would be even lower just because of they have literally no one that I care about anymore. So
just to throw this out there, my rankings is purely based off of grudges that I hold against the teams.
yeah, we'll get into that.
Mine's a mix of a lot of different things. Grudges is part of it, just gut feel part of it. Which teams I just like the most or have ran like aesthetic wise.
All right,
and you'll see here, Tyler's just seems like lies a lot of the times, based on us knowing Tyler. But hey,
Yeah,
I guess we'll trust him.
The fact that one of his division rivals is not 32nd is mind blowing,
bonkers.
But yeah, so of course we got the Broncos. Ryan has the 49ers. Jason has the Chiefs.
Yeah, Browns, Steven. You did not pick the Broncos. You picked the Browns.
Did I
say Broncos? My bad. Browns. My bad. Misspoke. Matthew has the Bears, and then Tyler and everybody picked the Cardinals.
I think the only surprise here really is Tyler having the Cardinals. But he's not here to give his reasoning.
Yeah,
why.
Y'all know I don't give a shit about the Browns at all.
Yeah, but Browns make sense, and the rest of them are division rivals. I don't understand. The Cardinals have been last for Tyler, but hey, he can't defend. He can't give us his reasoning.
Yeah, he's not here. He's at Target. So.
Yeah, he's working at Target. He's not just in the shopping. He's at his
job. Couldn't be here because he's shopping.
All right, let's move on to 31. Yeah. All right, no surprise for me here either. So I've got the Washington Commanders. Ryan has the Patriots. Jason has the Raiders. Matthew has the Vikings. Tyler has the Colts. And everybody, total-wise, has the Browns at 31.
And you can see that kind of jump in theming here. So, like Matthew, even though he hates the Vikings second last, he put their theme in 6th place.
I was just about to say that. I did not think I ranked them that high on everything. Yes. But thinking about it, their stadium's awesome. Their color scheme is awesome. And their logo is cool. So...
No, you did this out of just pure hatred for the Vikings.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's
the rankings.
Yep. Yeah. Talking about grudges, this is the Patriots being second last for me, 100% based off of grudges. Fucking 2014 Super Bowl. I already hated the Patriots, and that just fuck the Patriots. Obviously, it wasn't like it was the Seahawks' stupid ass call that made us lose that game, but still, fuck the Patriots.
Yeah, I mean, I have the Raiders at 31 for how much I like them, but. I love the jersey and I love the stadium, and that brought the theme all the way up to 20. And it was the same way for the Chiefs at 32. I like their stadium, I like their mascot, and it brought it up to like 10th, I think. So I love some aesthetics, but absolutely hate the teams.
Mm-hmm.
Steven, why do you have the Commanders so low?
Well, for me, yeah, I just don't really give a shit about the Commanders. For me, it's more of there's not really any teams that I truly hate. I think it's more of I just don't give a shit about them. The Commanders, for me, I mean, the things I don't like, I fucking hate their field. Their stadium looks like crap. We all agreed on that. We all put the stadium at the bottom, especially after the event that happened that could have absolutely destroyed the Eagles' season if Jalen Hurts had gotten hurt in that situation.
Or the fact that they have poop, like sewage pipes squirting out water and stuff.
No, and then for me, like the actual colors, I like the red, but I don't like the yellow, whatever color that is. The second color on the W.
That is the yellow color. Yes, that is correct.
It's not really just pure yellow though. It's like
mustard.
It's gold.
It's mustard and maroon. That's their colors.
Yeah, gross. So yeah, and then they really don't have it. Like I said, a lot of it for me comes down to the rosters. Terry McLaurin's like the only player I give a shit about on their team. So anyway, let's move on to number 30. All right, so I've got the Bears. Ryan has the Cardinals now. Jason has the Buccaneers. Matthew has the Lions. Tyler has the Bills. Okay. And everybody has the Bears here.
Yep.
Tyler's a liar.
Yeah, but once again, no reason why Tyler should have the Bills. I don't know why Tyler. He's never talked bad about the Bills before that I remember. Yet he has them as the third
I don't
worst
think
team.
I don't think I've ever heard him say something bad about the Bills before. But
Nope.
you know who I have heard him say bad stuff about? The Texans and the Jaguars and the Colts.
And they're all above this.
So I will defend him in one way. He does shit on Josh Allen a lot, but that's it. I've never heard him talk bad about anything else with the players, and I never feel like he's talked like he doesn't like the colors or anything either. Which
There's
I don't
no
know why
reason.
he wouldn't. Yeah,
There's no reason for one player to make you like a team 30th out of the league.
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, he's not here to defend himself, so we'll never know, and I don't think it's worth
That's why
asking
we
him.
shit on him.
Because he'll just say, "I don't like him."
That's exactly what he would say if he was here.
Yeah. The interesting one to me is, I mean, I don't like the Bucks that much either, but I would not have them at 30. I'm curious why you got them at 30, Jason.
I can't name more than 2 players on their team right now. Actually, I can name 3. That's literally it, though. They don't have any players that I care about whatsoever. Because 2 of the players I can name are Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask.
Mike Evans.
Yeah, Mike Evans is one.
And Mike Evans. That's the only players that I can name on their team. Literally,
Yeah.
I cannot think of another player.
After they got their Super Bowl win, a lot of those players aren't there anymore. So
Yeah, exactly.
they're completely different now.
And not like I would even care about them 2 years ago when they had Tom Brady and Gronk. They would have still been pretty much this low because I don't like either of them players.
At that time, they would have been probably at this point because Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski were on the team.
Yeah, it probably wouldn't have changed my opinion at all, honestly. They would probably still have been this low.
Yeah, and then Matthew and Ryan, of course, make sense. They're division rivals, and then I've always talked about how much I don't like the Bears, so that's why I got them here.
The Cardinals, I honestly don't. The only reason I had them this low, besides that the division rivals, is because the one Seahawks game I've ever gotten to go see, the Cardinals beat us, and so I'm still salty about that.
That's the grudges you were talking about.
That would have made it. That would have made it last for me if I the division rival beat me.
Well, see, I never hate the Cardinals. I never hate because the 49ers much tougher division rivals is why I fucking hate them. And I feel like they're our biggest rival, even though we have all the division rivals. 49ers are our biggest rival. So yeah, in that same aspect, probably at least me and Steven are going to the Titans Seahawks games this year. And if the Titans beat the Seahawks, my Titans ranking will probably drop a fuck ton as well. So to do an updated list for next year.
Me being realistic Titans fan over here, I really don't see us beating the Seahawks. But
yeah, I was gonna say, I think you're gonna get a good Christmas present this year.
Ryan. I don't know. That is fucking 4 months from now. The team's gonna be completely different by that point.
Gavin also thought he was going to get a good Christmas present, and they were going to shit on us, and they lost. So
that was a like crazy the Dolphins fell apart in that game.
Yeah, you never know what can happen.
Yeah.
You still don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened at all.
I think it's gonna come down to that secondary if that game's gonna be anywhere close. The Titans secondary.
Well, we have a good secondary too, though.
No, but I'm talking about our secondary versus y'all's fucking stacked wide receiver room. So
yeah.
All right, let's move on to 29. All right, now I've got the Cardinals. Ryan has the Browns. I keep worrying. I have to be careful because I feel like I'm about to say Broncos again for some reason. Don't know why. I guess they both start with BR.
BRO.
BRO, yeah, that's right. So Ryan's got the Browns. Jason has the Giants. Matthew and Tyler both have the Cowboys here. And then everybody has the Commanders.
The only thing that really sticks out to me is, Steven, why do you have the Cardinals so low? Is it because these no players you like?
Yeah, that's 90% of it. I mean, if you listened to the podcast last year, I talked a lot about the fact that I was like, I forget the Cardinals exist. Yeah. That's exactly it. Other than DeAndre Hopkins, he was the only player that I fucking knew on their team, and then I guess Kyler Murray, of course. But
that's all I used to be about the Chiefs. Yeah. I used to forget the Chiefs existed before they had like Patrick Mahomes and shit.
Yeah, can't do that now.
Nope, sure. Unfortunately not.
Yeah, you can't forget about the Chiefs.
No, but as far as I don't hate the uniforms nearly as much as like Tyler did for like the new uniforms. I actually like the red and I like the logo. I think I had the logo like in my top 5 or 6. Something like that.
Right there, it's tied for 19.
So. Yeah, so it's really for me. It's 90% of a roster pulling it down. So
yep,
that was a big part of it. All right. Anything else we want to address on here? Honestly, nothing else here surprises me.
No.
I was gonna say Matthew and Tyler are not gonna like how high up I have the Cowboys based off of that.
I don't.
Yeah.
They suck. I hate the Cowboys.
Yeah. No.
This is the grudge that I hate the most, and it has nothing to do with them beating us. It's us beating them and them saying that it didn't happen, and that it was a fluke.
I think it's just like the Cowboys for me is just they're really mainstream. Just casual
and their
fans.
fan
just,
base.
Yeah.
I don't like any of like the fucking dynasty teams, like the big classic teams that everybody like. It's like 5 teams where it's like more than not. You ask a random person in a random state, they're going to say they're a fan of one of those 5 teams. And
Also,
it's like
I'm
Cowboys
surprised.
in that.
I was saying I'm surprised that Steven didn't say anything about me having the Giants slow since you love Dayball so much.
I mean, I get it. The Giants are just most people are just kind of indifferent to the Giants. Obviously, I have it much higher, but I don't think I have it that high. I don't really remember where I put the Giants. They're not in my top 10, I don't think, so.
They have one player. They have one player I like to watch, and that's Saquon Barkley.
Oh man, what about Daniel Jones? He's so great to watch.
The most overpaid quarterback of all time.
Danny Dimes.
Agreed. But yeah, let's move on to 28. Okay, so I've got the Raiders. Ryan has the Commanders. Jason has the Colts. Matthew has the Browns. Tyler has the Ravens. And everyone has the Patriots.
And this is why Tyler just is lying in this opinion.
Yeah.
That's my fucking. He talks about. I feel like on Twitter he talks about how much he loves, like he supports Lamar and everything all the fucking time, but he has the Ravens at 20-8.
Yeah,
the Ravens.
And especially the theme. I mean, he's got the theme. They've got him at 11, so it's like, or tied for 11, but still, like, he's got them up there. This was by far, when I first saw the list, this was the most surprising thing by far compared to everybody else's lists in total, good or bad. This really surprised me. I don't know.
The Ravens
so much. Go ahead.
I was saying the Ravens have so many players that are so fun to watch.
And they've got a couple new good ones too.
Yeah,
they bring back OBJ. Well, let's hope we'll see what he actually looks like.
They have so many players that can be electric to watch on offense and defense.
You know what I would love to do? I would love to see Brandon's reaction to Tyler putting the Ravens here. What would he say? Because, of course, we know Brandon's not really a Ravens fan. He's a Lamar Jackson fan. But just the fact that Lamar's on that team, it's like, dude, what are you doing? But,
yeah.
As far as everything else here, I mean, I don't really have a problem with anything here.
Nope.
All right. Let's move on to.
And I fully agree so far with where everybody is. Like our team ranking or our podcast rankings is total. I think have been pretty accurate for our generic opinions.
I'd say so.
Yeah. Okay. Well, now, so I've got the Cowboys now. Ryan has the Chiefs. Jason has the Bears. Matthew has the Cardinals. Tyler has the Packers. And then everybody had the Cowboys here.
This is the first appearance of one of our podcast teams.
That's why I laughed.
I'm going to be honest. I'm shocked you didn't put them lower.
You about to say?
Yeah,
I know.
I really am. I was expecting him to be at like 30. He shits on the Packers constantly.
But no, apparently he shits on the Cardinals and the Bills and the Ravens more, according to him.
Not true at all. Maybe for the Cardinals, but the Ravens and the Bills not true at all.
The thing that I'm noticing on this slide is that everyone was pretty close on the theming for this one. The Cowboys, I was only off by 1. Ryan was only off by a few. Jason was off. Jason wasn't off at all. He was dead on. Matthew was a few off, but then Tyler's way off for the
Tyler's
theming.
a liar.
So,
Tyler, I hope you watch this episode to see that we all call you liars or a liar.
So, well, if you do watch it, Tyler, we'll have a follow-up bonus episode this week of Tyler explains his fucking rankings for some reason.
Oh, that actually sounds like a great video. Just me just get on one-on-one and be like...
Yeah, no, Dave. We need to not have me, Matthew, or Jason there to antagonize Tyler. Just Steven and Tyler one-on-one.
Yeah, Just
Yeah.
let me have a nice little casual interview with him and be like, why, buddy? First thing I would ask is about the Ravens one. I've got to know more about that.
And his number 5. I don't want to spoil his number 5, but his number 5 as well.
I hate that when we were all together yesterday, I didn't ask him about it. I should have asked him about the Ravens thing. All right, let's move on to 26.
Ugh.
Oh yeah, hang on. Before we say anything about this slide, do we want to explain why we were all together yesterday?
We'll talk about it at the end, I think.
Okay.
All right. So, for 26, I've got the Patriots. Ryan has the Rams, division rival, makes sense. Jason has the Commanders. Matthew is a Seahawks hater. Tyler has the Saints here, and everybody has the Colts.
I'll let you talk obviously about it, Matthew. I'm not mad. I fully understand as a Packers fan, you hating the Seahawks. I'm not mad at you about it. I'm just mad at the fact that because of you putting them so low, understandably, it dropped the Seahawks out of the top 3 of our podcast favorites. Like everybody else ranked them very high, but you put them at 26, dropped them out of the top 3.
So, the whole reason is from the playoffs back in whatever it was, 2015, somewhere around there.
Yep.
And we were winning by a lot. Can't remember the actual score because I tried to erase it from my memory.
Of course.
And they come back and beat us on a bullshit Hail Mary.
It was amazing. One of the best. I fucking love that game so much.
Ever since then, I hated them. Yeah. I was so happy when they lost the Super Bowl.
Yeah. About to say, like, I fully understand you were putting us there. Because I as soon as you did that, I'm like, yeah, I thought of that exact same game as well. I'm like, yeah, that's what he's thinking of. That's why it's so low. So
something we need to address on this slide is very different from last slide. Look how far the themings are off.
Yeah, we all, besides Jason and the Sanders, we all put these themings pretty fucking high compared to where we ranked it.
Like, as far as themes, Ryan does like the Rams, but as a team, of course,
that
he
is
does
tilted
not.
So much because of SoFi.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I put their uniforms or logo that high. It was just SoFi ranks.
Yeah, I feel like you kind of had them in the middle for a lot
and
of
also
things.
I want to clarify, for my rankings, obviously I was not part of the mascot ranking, so my rankings don't include mascots as well. So mine are a little askew because of that potentially.
I don't really know how the Seahawks are 3 for me. Because I feel like I rated them kind of low on most of the stuff.
You were the most, like, everybody for the theming rankings had pretty extremes. Like, there were like the top ones were really small, bottom ones were really big. You were the most like evenly spread out. Like, you had the highest top and the lowest like bottom, basically.
Oh, that makes sense.
So,
but yeah, because of that, it's bizarre because for theming, you have them so high. Like most of us do. I'm sure all of us have the theming pretty high.
Seahawks are in, spoiler alert, Seahawks are in the top 3 for everybody's theming.
Yeah.
So I'm happy about that at least.
All right. Anything else you want to address on this
slide? Once again, kind of surprised Tyler put the fucking Saints. This is the first appearance of the Saints at 26, I think, isn't it? And go throughout all the theming. I know there's been a lot of Saints hate with theming. It feel like though in that it was me, and the only person who agreed with me kind of was Tyler, and he's the one who put them the fucking lowest opinion wise. I thought Tyler was my fellow Saints fan, but apparently not.
I remember during the logo episode is whenever y'all were both on the same page about the Saints.
Yeah, I thought I had a fellow, because you'll see later, I'm a big fan of the Saints, and I was hoping that I had a fellow Saints fan, but
I will go ahead and say for me, I have the Saints not that much further up, but I definitely don't have them super, super low. But I hate how brutal I was on them for the theming. I think I have them 30th. I don't hate the Saints that much. I don't know how that happened, but all right, let's move on to 20.
There's no blue at the Saints, that's why.
Oh, of course. Let's move on to 25. All right, so I've got the New York Jets. Ryan has the Cowboys. Jason has the Steelers, Matthew has the Commanders, Tyler has the Patriots, and everybody has the Jets here. I'm once again with the crowd.
Yeah.
So
I don't think I have no really questions or qualms with this slide at all. I mean, I feel like everybody just makes sense.
I just want to say my themings compared to where I'm actually ranking them so far, most of them have been within 2 or 3.
No. Yeah, I've been looking. Yours are super close every single time.
Which is why it's surprising. It's surprising because you're not the most biased, which
So,
of course
yeah.
we will compare at
Yeah,
the
the
end.
final stats we have for this one are who is the most biased and the least bias. And we have the document. We'll talk on that further on.
Yeah, that'll be at the very end.
Hmm.
All right, let's move on to 24. Okay, so I've got the Buccaneers. Ryan has the Packers. Jason has the Jets, so he's only one off for me. Matthew has the Panthers. Tyler has the Texans, and everybody has the Raiders. So
I think it makes sense. Me and Matthew both having our each other's teams so low, because I feel like out of our podcast teams, the Packers and the Seahawks have the most like bad history.
They've played way more times than all the other teams have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it makes sense that that me and Matthew both have each other's teams on in the mid-20s.
y'all are also the only ones in the NFC too. So
That's true.
It really seems like every time that the Packers and the Seahawks play, it's a big game, like a must-win big game, and it always ends in heartbreak.
Yep. They're always great games, though.
Every single one of them has been good.
The one thing I want to call out on this slide is Tyler having the Texans as high up as he does. He's a liar, and they should be at 30 or lower.
Which he does have them themed at 30, which is
also
too low.
Yeah,
too low.
Which is straight bias because they have a great logo, they have a great stadium, they have a great mascot. Like,
Tyler.
All right, let's move
on.
So
hold on. So Matthew, why do you have the Panthers and the? I mean, it's not super low, but like that low.
I don't know any of the players right now. I know Bryce Young, so maybe after this year it'll change. But he's the only one really. They're the team that I'm always like, I forget that they're a team.
Yeah,
they did trade away their two biggest players this year,
and then
technically
Luke
last
Kuechly's
year
been retired, so.
Yeah, Christian McCaffrey got traded to the 49ers, and then even though he was injured a lot, he still was their stud player when he was out there on the field. And then, of course, now they don't have DJ Moore either because he's now a Bear because of the Bryce Young trade for to move up to the first slot. So
yeah, so it was just I don't know anybody for real. Like I said, maybe after this year I'll like them more, but
who knows? All right, let's move on to 23. So, I think I'm fine with the Texans here. I mean, obviously it's a division rival. This is the first appearance of any of my division rivals.
You're more, even though there's only one way from Tyler, it's more believable that you have them than Tyler having them that high.
And then decently close on theming. I actually really like the Texans theme, even though I got them at 15. I mean, that means they're right kind of in the middle, but I do like the Texans theming a lot. Ryan has the Bears. Jason has the Patriots. Matthew has the Giants. Tyler has the Jaguars, and then everybody has the Giants here.
I think the most surprising thing on this slide is that Jason has the Patriots theme at 32nd, like the last in the league.
The thing I like about them the most is their logo, and I don't like it a whole lot. So
I just want to point out my theme is perfect with the theme of this one, and I went with everybody.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Also, Tyler having the Jaguars theme at 26 is ridiculous. Otherwise, just like their logo is fantastic, their jerseys are fantastic, their stadium is pretty cool. Like, I mean,
their stadiums. I mean, I like it because of
their
stadium is kind of old though.
But still, like,
yeah,
it's not bad enough to drag it down to 26.
Yeah, no.
All right, let's move on to 22. You're gonna see a pattern here with me, for division rivals specifically. So at 22, I've got the Colts. Ryan has the New York Jets. I don't know why I keep saying their whole.
Because you
thing.
see I'm
just reading, I guess. Yeah. Then Jason's got the Panthers. Matthew has the Raiders. Tyler has the Falcons, and everybody has the Texans.
And I feel like the Texans being like this slow is definitely skewed by having two Titan fans in our podcast.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah. As y'all said, one of us needs to switch, but neither one of us are going to do it. So
yep.
Yeah, I'm happy to see that I've got the Colts pretty much like straight on. I'm tied. It's tied for 21st, and I have it ranked at 22, so that feels about right.
Ryan, you a big Jets guy?
No.
Why is their theme so low? And then you got it at 22.
Well, because theme is just a boring theme. I mean, nothing special. I don't like the uniforms. I don't. Their logo is boring. Their stadium is MetLife, which is boring. I didn't rank mascots. Well, they don't have a mascot. But yeah, 22. It's because I'm in the indifferent rankings now for teams. Like that's what area we've ranged into, my opinion.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I am
definitely.
very indifferent to the Jets. I have no reason to dislike them, but I have no reason to like them. So that's just kind of where we're at. I said I think probably like one or two slides ago is where we stopped the teams I actually don't like, and now we're just in. I mean, I'll watch them if I have a fantasy player on their team. That's about where we're at right now.
Jason, are you pretty much in the same boat as Matthew was for the Panthers a few slides ago? Just kind of the roster isn't that great, or
yeah, and I'm kind of in the same boat of the fact that like I used to just forget that they were a team.
yeah,
Like I'm pretty much the exact same reason that Matthew had, because I can name Bryce Young. They have DJ Chark now. After that, I mean, kind of just don't really know anybody on their team. So,
all right. Let's move on to 21. All right. And now we have covered my entire division rivals. I've got the Jaguars. Ryan has the Giants. Jason has the Saints. Matthew has the Patriots. Tyler has the Browns. Everybody has the Buccaneers.
I don't know why he has Browns as high.
Can I go first on this slide? Because I need to go to the bathroom so I can do my spiel and talk after that.
Do your spiel and then have your spill.
Yes, exactly. Steven, I don't like that the theme for the Jaguars is so low for you. I understand your ranking being where it's at.
It's 90% pulled down by I hate the mascot.
Jackson DeVille is such a good mascot.
I know y'all like the mascot. I can't stand the mascot for whatever reason. I really like the logo. I think I had the logo.
You had the logo high, yes.
I had the logo high, and then I was kind of indifferent to the stadium, but I don't think I really put it that low either. But yeah, it was 90% because I had Jackson DeVille, which I know y'all like the name. I don't like the name, and I don't like the mascot's look. So I had him at 32. So it was 100% because of that.
Also, I'm glad somebody else agrees with me that the Patriots theme is not very good, with Matthew having it at 31.
Yeah. I was going to point out there's 3 of us with the theme at 31 on this slide.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there is.
All the themes are low on this one.
Mm-hmm. I think like we are probably. I'm still in a different territory. Honestly, Giants Jets for me interchangeable. I just like that if I saw them playing against each other, I'd probably go for Giants because just gut feeling like them a little bit more than the Jets.
They are literally the definition of interchangeable because they play in the same stadium.
I also don't like Aaron Rodgers, and so I obviously would go for the Giants now. But fucking Tyler having the Browns, he fucking shits on the Browns all the time. Does not like Deshaun Watson, understandably, and like fucking he put Deshaun Watson over Lamar Jackson. That pisses me off.
Yeah, this is another one I would have to ask Tyler about because I had a feeling that Tyler was going to put the Browns down at the bottom with me, but he didn't at all. So.
Fucking 21st. He put him above his. He put him above the fucking Ravens and the Bills. It's just so stupid. Buccaneers being this low or being this point for us though makes sense. I think just based off of. I feel like if they're I feel like they could be so high for me if they just had players I liked.
Yeah, their theme would be way different because I know several of us put their stadium really high because of the pirate ship and stuff, and I know Matthew, I think you ranked them number 1 in logos. So
and I think I ranked their stadium number 1.
Yeah.
No.
And I think you had it like 2 or 3 or something like that.
I had their stadium number 1. I was the one who put their stadium number 1.
And I know I think I put them at 3.
I thought that they would be up higher for everybody, but
so opinion wise, they're here.
Yeah, this is
theme wise, they're pretty up towards the top. But
welcome back, Jason. Did you have a good piss?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on to number 20. All right,
Yep.
so
31.
all right, well, yeah, I'm gonna go back because also look, Jason had the theme at 25 for the Saints, so not that much higher. So it's not just me.
16's higher.
So at 20, once again, like I said earlier, I'm sorry, Saints. I really don't hate y'all as much as it appears that I do. But the Saints I've got at 20, and then of course the theme at 31. Ryan has the Steelers here. Jason has the Cardinals. Matthew has the Jets. Tyler has the 49ers, and then everybody has the Rams at 20.
This is the highest the Cardinals were ranked right here. Our last place team for our podcast.
Oh yeah, the fact that Jason is the one that has openly shit on the Cardinals the most, and he has them ranked higher than everybody.
Has he shit on the Cardinals the most? I don't know if that's true.
Yes, he said, I will never pick the Cardinals until Cliff Kingsbury is not coaching them.
Well, he's not.
He's not. So
I guess now, but
Yeah, there we go.
So would you have put the Cardinals at 32 if Cliff was still hired or still working for them?
it would have been 30 because I hate the Raiders and the Chiefs more still.
Okay,
even,
gotcha.
with Cliff Kingsbury.
So that's what it is right there, Matthew. There's your answer.
I am still in the zone of teams that I actively don't like.
Really, I think I've been in indifferent category for a while, like Ryan has.
I'm still in indifferent. Yep.
Yeah, I'm still in actively don't like. There's
What about
not
you,
a lot of
Matthew?
teams that I don't like.
What category are you in right now, Matthew?
these are teams I don't care about. It's indifference.
It's interesting to me too. Like, so Ryan has the Steelers here. Steelers is one of those teams that has typically been a very good team, especially the last several years. But I think most of us are pretty indifferent to the Steelers. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't remember where everybody ranked them, but I don't think I'm much higher for the Steelers.
The only way I'd get become a bigger Steelers fan if they got like a big named Auburn player or something. Honestly,
Go Knicks.
Oh, Knicks.
you know.
All right, let's move to 19. Oh, hold on. Let me try now. There we go. All right. Well, look at that. I was right.
Slide.
I was telling you, I didn't think I had the Steelers much further. It was the next slide. So I've got the Steelers here, which, damn, did I shit on the Steelers theme? I didn't even think I hated them that bad. At 30. Ryan has the Falcons, which he had them at number 2 in theming.
Makes sense.
Jason has the Texans. Matthew has the Buccaneers. Tyler has the Chiefs
Liar.
at 19.
Fucking liar.
We're saying he's a liar here.
He has the Chiefs beanie he wears around.
and
He literally has merch for a team that he has ranked 19th. He is a liar. You
and
will
he put
not.
them so far above the rest of us theme wise. Nobody has the Chiefs tied for 4th or even close to that.
You are
Jason
not
is getting
gonna have.
heated.
You are not gonna have merch for your 19th favorite team. Straight up, you are not going to have. You're not gonna have merch for a team that you have.
We all need to get merch of this slide now. Like
I
need to
don't
get
know, 'cause
I need to get like a Steelers hat.
Oh.
If actually, I get a Falcons uniform because I ranked their uniform number 1. Yeah. So going back to the whole me having my 19th team being theme number 2, that's like I fully stand by that. I love the fucking Falcons. Like, so the lamest part of them. I mean, the logo's cool enough. It's not amazing, but it's cool. Their stadium's fucking kick ass, and I fucking love their uniforms. So
what also probably helps is that you were not there for the mascot ranking, and Freddie Falcon sucks.
Oh yeah, no, Freddie Falcon would have been a lot lower.
So that would have definitely pulled you down on the theme. So that's something
absolutely
to consider as well.
But yeah, I still stand by based off just stadiums, logos, and uniforms. I think Falcons definitely deserve second spot.
Also, real quick, I just want to say, I think this might be my favorite rankings that we've done so far. Honestly,
Yeah, I mean,
I'm having a really good time seeing where everybody has the teams ranked.
Yeah,
just based on how much they like them.
All right,
besides Tyler.
Me and Tyler's made up rankings.
I like the reasonings behind why some of them are ranked where they are.
Yeah.
How me and Ryan just hate each other's teams.
Also,
we haven't really discussed that at all on this podcast until we got to these rankings of us our disdain for each other's fucking teams.
Also, we're right on the cusp of teams that I'm indifferent about now with the Texans.
All right, let's move on to number 18. So I've got the Rams here. Ryan has the Colts. Jason has the Browns. Matthew has the Steelers, and once again matched the crowd. And then Tyler also has the Rams, like me here.
A Steelers theme is 32nd.
Yeah.
Wow.
Honestly,
so,
I'm kind of surprised.
I am
Wait.
too.
Did I have the? Hold on, my bad.
You
Where
have
did I
30th.
have- Well, fuck it. Never
You
mind.
had 30th. You passed.
I
you
had 30th. So, yeah, I guess we just don't care about the Steelers theming, I guess. But
It is ugly. I don't like most of their stuff, so it makes sense.
I don't like that yellowy color they have on their field and stuff, and that was what hurt that stadium specifically.
You keep calling the color yellow yellowy.
It's-
Are
It's
you
just
color-
yellow.
Are you
okay,
colorblind?
look at this. Look at the Steelers yellow versus this Rams yellow.
They're
The
both
Rams-
yellow,
They're
Steven.
yellow.
Yeah, they're both yellow.
There's a thing called shades, Steve.
Yeah, I know shades, but it just like
Would
I
you-
associate this as just regular yellow. This is
Would you call the background of the Rams blue and the Colts blue a different blue? Would you call it bluish?
They're bluish.
all
Yeah,
right.
one
You know
was
what?
blue, one
Look,
bluish.
Look, you make a great point right there. All right, I'll concede that's a great point because those are both definitely blue.
Yes.
This is bluish. All right, I'm just kidding. All right, anything we want to address other than me on this slide, just for not understanding colors?
I mean, Jason having the Browns this fucking high. This is the highest the Browns were out of anybody. Why
And
do you have the
them,
Browns in the?
yeah, you have them really low on the theme too. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah, their theme fucking sucks ass besides their mascot. Yeah, other than Deshaun Watson, obviously we all are not fans of Deshaun Watson with everything that has happened with him,
course.
allegedly. Otherwise, I like watching the Browns. They have some players that I actually like to watch, such as Amari Cooper and Nick Chubb. Like, those guys are actually fun to watch. So
that's
why I have
totally
them
Even
fair.
before Deshaun Watson, I just fucking hated the Browns. I don't know why. I've always
that's
hated
fair.
the
I mean,
Browns.
everybody is entitled to hate a team. Like,
It's because
you know.
they were garbage.
Yeah.
that too. They were garbage.
Are they the
Before
last
Deshaun
team
Yeah, but
to
it's just
go?
weird because like the Lions were garbage for a while, but I was always rooting for the fucking Lions. Browns, even though they were garbage, I was like, yeah, fucking stay garbage.
Are the Browns the last team to go winless?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
Maybe.
Yeah,
That
I
was
also-
what, like 3 or 4 years ago? I don't remember how long ago.
it's
that
it's
was.
been longer than that.
I know it it was my rankings of the Browns was so far that was a while ago, but back to my point or the whole thing of like me disliking the Browns is part of it. I don't like Cleveland very much because I've been to Cleveland once when I was driving through on like a road trip up to the Northeast, and it was the fucking worst city I've ever driven through in my goddamn life. And I didn't actually go into the city itself, but I fucking hate Cleveland just because of how awful the drivers were and the fucking roads and everything. It was just the worst fucking thing.
So you don't like the Browns because of the suburbs of Cleveland?
It wasn't the suburbs, but no, I said it was just I don't like Cleveland.
You said it wasn't
it's
the
fucking Ohio. It's
You
fucking
said it
Ohio.
wasn't the city though. So where were you?
It's a highway that goes around the city. Like
Oh,
basically
okay,
the
I
fucking
got you. I
interstate
got you.
circles Cleveland instead of going through it.
I got you.
And it
I
took
got
fucking
you.
forever to get around it, and it was just the drivers were awful. Some of the worst drivers I've ever fucking seen. And it's the fucking Browns. I mean, they're shit.
All right. All right, fuck you, Browns fans.
I think after this I should put them at number 32, but I can't because 49ers fucking suck more.
All right, let's move to 17.
Basically, what Ryan was saying is that if you live in Cleveland, don't listen to this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I don't like your city.
All right, so number 17, I've got the Packers here. Pretty close to where I have them in the theme, too. Ryan has the Buccaneers. Jason has the Vikings. Matthew has the Colts. Tyler has the Commanders. And everybody has the Falcons at 17.
Okay, the one I want to ask about first is, why do you have the Colts rate so high, Matthew?
All solely based off of how much I like their mascot.
Okay.
He does like blue a lot.
That's literally the only reason.
Would
And
you care about Blue as much if you didn't see that awesome video where he just stiff armed a bunch of kids running around?
Probably not, but
Yeah. See, that's
that's the
definitely.
reason.
Yeah,
It's
that's.
also,
I
he
get
has
it.
the
Yeah, the fucking
streamers that come out
the
his
streamers
nose.
out of his
And
nose. I love that shit.
that's
Yeah.
way cooler than anything any other mascot does.
I remember y'all got really mad at me with where I ranked Blue in the mascots. I don't remember
Yeah,
where
you
I
had him
ranked him.
so fucking low.
I am pretty low. I'm pretty low. I just don't like the look. But yeah, other than that, I'm fine with this. I don't.
I was gonna say, if Tyler was here, I would ask him why he has the Commanders that high, but he's not.
Yeah,
here,
especially
so.
because he has them themed at the very bottom. But
Steven, what do you have against the Packers?
what? This isn't bad for the Packers.
He's in the
I
indifferent
guess.
zone.
That's true. He's in the indifferent zone.
It's almost in the top half.
Let's see who have we not seen? So just Jason, right? And you. Everyone else has already had the Packers, so I actually have them decently ranked compared to everyone else.
You're welcome. I enjoy watching the Packers play at least a little bit.
Yes, I hope after this year it will make a lot more people like the Packers. Because Aaron Rodgers isn't there. Not you, Ryan.
Yeah, I know. I'm about to say, I have a reason.
Well, I will also tell you, I've mentioned this to y'all before on the podcast previously. The my family are very casual NFL fans, but they always watch the Packers and the Cowboys, and I just have always been kind of indifferent to them, and that's probably what has kept me away from being a big NFL fan for years, because I've always just been more college. But so I guess that's partially why, because my racist uncle likes the Packers a lot, and so I associate him with that. So
the Packers, your racist uncle's team.
That's pretty fucked up.
I mean, you asked, so I told you. But overall, though, as far as I've always, even though my opinion has changed a little bit on Aaron Rodgers. I used to dislike him more than I do now, but I've always enjoyed watching him play, and I've always enjoyed the team, the way the team plays. So that has helped it a lot too. So that's why it kind of just fell in the middle. So
are the Bucks this high up for you, Ryan, because of their aesthetic?
Yeah, so I want to be a Bucks fan, but their fucking quarterbacks suck ass constantly.
Okay, that's what I figured, but I had to ask just to make sure.
Like I said, if they get a good quarterback, Bucks will be top 10 for me.
He loves the pirate ship more than anything.
Back in the Mike Glennon days, I was a big Bucks fan. I was always rooting for the Bucks. And then they fucking got Jameis Winston, and it dropped a little bit, and then Tom Brady, and it went. And now Baker Mayfield, it went up a little bit, but not that much.
I was gonna say, I think you're in the same boat as me. You can't name more than 3 players, probably, can you?
I can. Mike Evans, Baker Mayfield. Yeah. Well, I'm fair. I can barely name 3 players on most teams, if we're being honest.
So Ryan, that's fair. What if Bo Nix gets drafted by the Bucks?
That's fine. I don't mind Bo Nix. Like I said, it's just the quarterback.
I'm saying, would you be a fan of the Bucks then?
Oh yeah, no, I said if they get a quarterback I actually like or don't mind, they're top 10 for me probably. It's just they've always had a shitty quarterback for the past fucking 6 or 7 years.
Is this the first time we've seen the Vikings?
I think so. No, Matthew put them second to last.
Oh yeah, because that makes sense for the division thing. So why you got Vikings here, Jason?
I mean, now that they don't have Adam Thielen and Dalvin Cook, it dropped them a decent bit. They were higher up.
Yeah.
Obviously, I love watching Justin Jefferson play. He's amazing at what he does. Obviously, we saw him last year, popped off. And I mean, I don't mind Kirk Cousins. He's not one of my favorites, but he's not one of my least favorites. So
I'm in the same boat. I'm more of a fan of Kirk Cousins now after watching the documentary, because it did make it made me respect him a lot more, because he's actually, in my opinion, Kirk Cousins is he's just okay. He's not like a game changer really, but he does his job well. So
yeah. So I mean, because of those two, that's where they're at. If they didn't have Justin Jefferson and they still lost Thielen and Cook, they would probably be around 25 for me.
I'm curious where I have the Vikings. I don't remember. It's probably on the next few slides, so we're probably right around the same opinion on the Vikings. All right, let's move to 16. Oh, I got to switch back to the PowerPoint slide. There we go. All right, so I've got the Panthers. Ryan has the Raiders. Jason and Matthew both have the Rams here. Tyler has the Bears. Can't wait to see what Matthew has to say. And everybody has the Saints here. So, what do you think, Matthew?
It's not a shock. Every time that they play, he picks the Bears, and the Bears lose every time. I don't understand.
Yeah.
I do think that
doesn't make sense.
that greatly hurt, like, because Tyler at the beginning of last year when we were like keeping up with the score of like how many you were right on for picking teams, he was kind of had a big lead to start out with, and then there were certain things that absolutely killed it at the end, and of course killed me too. We both kept picking the Titans, and they went on a losing streak, and then he also kept picking the Bears, and they weren't winning either. So that pushed
Also-
him even further behind me.
He has expressed the fact that he does not like Ohio State quarterbacks, and the Bears have an Ohio State quarterback.
We've already established that Tyler lied on his list. I'm convinced he put all these into a random number generator, and that's how he came up with it.
Yeah,
Some of them
definitely,
just happen to be accurate.
definitely surprised. Well, I'm sure he wasn't gonna do a random number generator and put Titans at like 22. He
Yeah.
wasn't gonna do that. Yeah, this is his definitely stands out here by a long shot.
Well, I mean, the Raiders stands out to me, but that's because I fucking hate the
That's because you're
Raiders.
in the division, so that's why.
Well,
We're-
okay, so why do you like the Raiders as much as you do? I know they're like right in the middle.
Yeah, I
but-
mean, I don't like them that much. I mean, they're in the middle. It's. I mean, they got cool uniforms and cool stadium now, and I have no reason to dislike the Raiders. That's the main thing.
okay, that's
Yeah,
fair.
there's no history between the Raiders and the Seahawks recently that annoys me here. I don't know. I think we've maybe played the Raiders like twice in the past 10 years.
They also have they also have Carlson.
Yeah, they got Carlson too.
So
So I got no hate for the Raiders.
that's fair. All right.
They have Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, Jimmy G.
Mm.
All right, let's move to number 15. One of these things is not like the other on this slide, not because of the actual team, just more the color.
Yeah.
So we've got
Why?
both,
Wait, why is it the fact that every time that we pick a red team, everybody else picks red team?
I think it's because like just somehow the world wants to make it to where my webcam is actually doesn't look that bad right now. But
Yeah.
normally like red and the orange we all have all on the same slide, and it just really shows up on my face. All right, let's look back at it. So we got
Let's move on. Skip the slide.
yeah, skip it all together. So I've got both Jason and I have the Falcons here. Ryan and Matthew have the Texans, and then Tyler has the Chargers. Everybody has the Panthers. So
I'm saying the fact he has had them in 15 when he has by far them having like the best theme out of anybody. I think maybe Jason was pretty close, but like.
I have their stadium and their
Right.
jerseys.
But
really
I don't think you
high.
have them third overall.
No.
But yeah, just
This
the fact.
is
the theming changed heavily because I think all of us put Boltman for their mascot really low. But
And he
then
had 'em high.
He had him high, so that's
And the
why
logo. He had the logo really high too.
Yeah, he did. He did. So
it's almost to the point where I'm starting to like the teams. It'll be like one or two more slides.
Yeah, probably me too. I'm
Me
getting
too.
close to the
Me too.
liking the teams.
I mean, I don't really have any issues with this slide other than Tyler lying about putting the Chargers at 15.
all right, let's move on to 14.
All right, so this
Now
is
I have a problem with the slide.
I knew you'd have a problem with this, yeah. All right, so we've got I've got wow. Holy shit. So I got the
Giants at 14 and them tied for fucking 5th in theme. You have the fucking motherfucking New York Giants tied for 5th overall in the National Football League as for your third theme. With fucking no mascot, that fucking logo, a basic ass uniform, and MetLife Stadium.
I just want to throw
Right.
something out there. Ryan didn't just say the fucking Giants. He said the motherfucking Giants.
Ryan, they're blue.
That's true.
Also, a lot of it has to do with I really kind of jumped on the Giants bandwagon because again, I used to be kind of just like a real casual NFL fan. When Eli Manning was there, I've always liked the Manning brothers, so that helped me. I didn't really care back when he was at the Colts for Peyton Manning, but then once he went to the Broncos, I was on the Broncos bandwagon. And then I did the same thing with Eli Manning when he was at the Giants. So that's probably a lot of it, and Dayball being there.
I also want to clarify, I just realized during that, I think I fucked up the stats in that for the theming. Because the Giants, Jets, and Packers don't have mascots, I should have like put in a 15 or something for the mascots for y'all. Because that would have skewed all y'all shit because all these other teams have the mascot rankings in there. Whereas
I thought you still like just included something on there.
I don't think I did. I think I might have fucked that up.
It doesn't matter.
It's
fine.
So
I'm saying, so there might be skewed. So you probably didn't actually have them fifth overall. They're probably lower.
To be honest, I don't think that feels too high. I would love to actually look at it. That feels like when I first saw that, I was like, "Whoa, what are we
here? I
talking
can
about?"
say we'll continue on. I'm gonna on the side fucking
all right.
fix it.
So I've got the Giants. Ryan has the Eagles, which I think is that the first time we've seen the Eagles?
Yep.
So obviously the Eagles are very high for all of us. Jason and Matthew both have the Titans here. Tyler has the Broncos, and then everybody has the Packers. This is pretty high for the Packers, actually. I mean, I know it's 90% because of Matthew, and then Jason, of course, has them high. But I'm surprised that it ended up at 14 for overall.
I will gladly accept the fact of the lowest ranked team on the podcast.
Yeah, I'm Ryan. What do you not like about the Eagles? I guess you're like on the cusp of liking them.
This is where I started liking teams.
Okay, never mind.
Their fans suck ass. I mean, sorry Philadelphia, but
that's not the team's fault.
I mean, it's still part of the team. The fans are part of the fucking team. That's like, like Seahawk, it's the 12th man. That's a big part of the fucking team is the fans.
Hey, if you live in Cleveland or Philly, you're not allowed to.
I don't hate Philly. I mean, just y'all need to calm down. Like seriously.
I mean, I do agree because they like fucking destroy their city.
Destroying your fucking city after a win is so fucking stupid.
That's not great.
Like I understand destroying your city on like a fucking riot or something or a strike, but when you're happy, why would you fucking destroy your city?
I think if the Birmingham Stallions win this year, we should just go and destroy Birmingham.
It's already destroyed anyway. What will we do?
I was about to say, what are we gonna do to make it worse?
Why Tyler? We have a fucking live in a fucking war zone. Birmingham is not destroyed. What are you? That's what
I was kind of thinking. I was like, it's really not that bad.
I've been down to Birmingham this entire fucking week for Sidewalk Festival. It's been very nice.
All right. Well, we ready to move on?
Yeah, I was just gonna say it hurts me that Tyler has the Broncos at 14, but I mean, I don't think he really has a reason to have them that low. But
I also don't. I don't. I mean, maybe he's on the cusp of liking them too. So, like where we're at in the rankings. However, that is bizarre to see. So I'm dead on this slide. I've got Ravens at 13 and had them themed at 13. Ryan has the Panthers. Jason has the Cowboys. That's disgusting. Matthew has the Falcons. Tyler has the Jets at 13, which is also disgusting. And everybody has the Lions here. Okay.
Explain.
Okay, I like watching the Cowboys play. Obviously, Dak Prescott is not the guy for the Cowboys at quarterback, but like watching CeeDee Lamb and Tony Pollard and those guys on offense, and their offensive line is just incredible. Probably the second best behind the Eagles. They're just fun to watch. Obviously, I don't like the fans. I don't like the logo. I don't like the mascot, which is why their theme is 29th. But I like watching the players on offense and defense. It's crazy that they don't do better than they do because of how stacked that their team actually is if you sit down and look at it.
Well, they make it in the playoffs and they fucking choke. So
yeah, so saying I'm surprised that they don't do better based on who they have on their team.
I'm not as shocked anymore because I just remembered that you how up in arms you were picking them in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah, he had Chiefs Cowboys as his Super Bowl prediction. So
Yep. I'm more surprised about the Jets being as high up for Tyler.
honestly, me too. Me too. The Jets here, because he even has the theming at 25, but for some reason he has the Jets at 13. Which I know Tyler's under the opinion. I still disagree with this. I still think it's going to either be the Dolphins or the Bills who win the division. But he's thinking it's going to be either Dolphins or Jets. So I guess maybe he is a Bills hater and we just never realized.
I don't know. I don't.
Maybe
That
so.
division, I think that division is the division that's most up in the air on who's going to win it this year.
Yeah, I think
You know,
so too.
Thinking about it, I think he put the Bills mascot really low.
He did.
Never
He put it the lowest out of any of us.
Billy Buffalo's so good though. Come on.
He is.
Well, maybe he isn't just a hater.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just we just never realized, I guess.
I mean, this slide overall, I'm okay with.
Ryan, you have any thoughts on this slide? I know you're busy over there, but
I mean, I used to be a bigger Panthers fan. Obviously, when they had Cam, they were in my top 5. But then Cam left, and also my ex was a big Panthers fan. We didn't end well, so.
well, then
Obviously, it's an X.
you also hate the neck of the Panthers.
Yeah, the fucking chody neck of the fucking thing. Yeah.
Yeah. How do you feel, Matthew, about the Lions overall being ranked 13?
I mean, I'm not shocked anytime the Packers are ranked low because nobody else on the podcast except Jason relatively likes the Packers.
What about the Lions, though? What about the Lions?
That's what I'm saying. That's why they're ranked higher
Oh, yeah.
than the Packers. Everybody likes the Lions on the podcast.
if Jordan Love ends up being good, maybe I'll push the Packers up. You know, we got to wait and see. Because again, for me, a lot of it has to do with the roster. I just don't know about Jordan Love. So, but I'm hopeful. I'm optimistic about him. So let's move on to number 12. Hey, speaking of the Lions. So I've got the Lions at 12. Ryan has the Jags here. Jason has the Packers. Matthew has the Saints. Tyler also has the Lions here. And then everybody has the 49ers. So what I kind of don't like is the fact that I feel like the theming for the Lions is lower than I thought it would be for me. But I'm trying to remember where I put them.
You didn't like the stadium.
And I don't think I like the mascot that much either. I don't remember liking it. What was it? Rory, I think, is their mascot. So I don't think I had him that high.
By the way, just to interject real quick, I redid the fucking rankings. I made I put mascots for the 4 of y'all. You know, I didn't obviously do mascot ranking. I basically put it at 16 for the teams that didn't have mascots because it's just middle of the pack, 16 points. And Steven, you don't have the Giants ranked 5th. They're fucking 13th. So
that might mean, you know what? That might also mean that I'm not the most biased because I have them at 5, and then I don't know. I really don't know.
It was sorry, folks. I fucked up the stats a little bit in that aspect, but it's okay.
It's fine. Who cares?
We'll survive.
You ruined this episode.
I did, honestly.
Okay. Anything else you want to say about this one? I already addressed my Lions thing.
I'm surprised Matthew has the Saints at 12.
In which way that I would rank them higher or lower?
I thought they'd be lower.
I don't really have a problem with the Saints. I just don't like their aesthetic. I used to like them whenever they had Mark Ingram, and I liked Alvin Kamara before he started trying to ruin his career every season. So
yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah.
And Drew Brees.
Ryan, how do you feel about the 49ers being ranked 12 overall?
Not happy, but I knew y'all's opinion on the 49ers already.
Yeah. Most of us like the 49ers.
Yeah, so all I know is I'm happy because the Seahawks are much higher as the group's opinion than the 49ers are. So.
Without a doubt. All right, let's move on to 11. So Tyler and I agree with the Bengals at 11. Ryan has the Chargers. Jason has the Lions. Matthew has the Bills. And everybody overall for Vikings at 11.
I don't have any issues with this slide.
I think this is fine. I like this
honestly,
slide a lot, actually.
And I will say, it might affect yours, Steve. It might make me most. I was sorry. Going back to the thing, we'll get to the end. But the bias ranking, it still will be you or me, probably even with the alternated rankings, because we were so many points below the next person above us.
And
So it'll be either
just,
you or me. But
we'll just say it's the same and move on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like this slide a lot. I don't have any problems with anything on it, to be honest. Pretty much everything I've got is close. I mean, I think I have the Bills a little bit higher, but not that much higher. So
I've got this is a rare slide where every single team on this slide except for mine I have higher. Like all these are my top 5 teams. It's not Lions maybe, but like Bengals, Bills, and Vikings are all top 5 for me. So
I was about to say, if they're in your top 5, then we already know Ryan's top 5.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's. Oh, good.
Let's say yeah. You. I mean, I'm very vocal about my opinion on teams, so I think you would already have the gist, and probably the podcast listeners too. Yeah, I like all these teams.
Let's move on to number 10. Yep. Okay, so I've got the Vikings here. Whoa, what? All right, hold on. Hang on for a second. So I've got the Vikings. Ryan has the Dolphins. Jason has the Bengals. Matthew has the 49ers. Tyler has the Giants. And everybody has the Jags here. Y'all were giving me shit for the Giants. Whoa, he's got Giants.
I didn't know about this. I didn't know about this, or I wouldn't have even said anything.
I forgot he put him that fucking high.
The fact that he shits on Daniel Jones every single fucking time he's brought up, and he has them in his top 10.
And he's got their theming.
Are you kidding me?
See, at least me, I have them highly themed too. He has them really low in the
and
themes.
Say, and his actual, once again, updated, accurate theme for the Giants is 25th.
Oh my god.
That's Tyler, you hurt my head so much.
God, I wish he wasn't shopping at Target right now. We could ask him so many questions.
He's been shopping for forever. He needs to get on.
He always shops when we're doing the podcast.
He's gonna. If we ask him, he's gonna say it's because of Saquon Barkley. I can almost guarantee you that's why they're that high up.
Yeah, I'm
just a fan of Dayball.
Yeah, that's pretty insane though. Like, at least for me, I have my reasons, but like I don't see it for Tyler. But okay. Well, anything else you want to say about this slide? Everything else on here is fine by me, honestly. But
yeah, I mean, I'm fine with all this.
Obviously, I disagree with 2 of them, but I know that's because of division, and also we agree on the Giant. We all agree that we disagree on the Giants. So.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to number 9. God dang it, I keep clicking off of it. There we go. All right, so number 9, I've got the Chiefs. Ryan again, it's a roster thing. Okay, I like watching the Chiefs play.
I'm not talking about you.
Oh, okay. Ryan has the Titans. Jason has the Bills. Matthew once again was with the group, with the Ravens, and then Tyler has the Steelers.
Honestly, I feel like this makes sense for Tyler because of how much he's been like.
I was gonna say the same thing.
He's been loving the Steelers theme. The fact they're 15th is pretty fucking high for the Steelers, what they actually have.
I mean, I was just say he shits on Kenny Pickett every time we talk about him too. So I don't understand how somebody that he shits on constantly is in the top 10.
I mean, for him, it might have not been fully players. Like maybe he just likes the Steelers in general. I don't know, but it doesn't surprise me as much. Like what Ryan was saying, like he kept surprising me in the theming with how high he ranked the Steelers. So this kind of makes sense to me.
Here, I'll just go and check updated. He actually the Steelers are higher with the updated theming. It's 14th.
Okay. Anything else?
I mean, obviously, I don't like the Chiefs being as high up as they are, but that's because they're my most hated team. So
I just don't like because they're fucking dynasty. I think they're basically the current Patriots from the 2010s.
Yeah. Well, and to explain once again, 90% of it for me, as far as just favorite teams goes, is going to be on: am I going to watch them play? If they're on, if one of my teams isn't on, I'm going to watch the Chiefs play because watching Patrick Mahomes is absolutely insane. He's unbelievably good, and I can't understand how he does that shit on the field. And then Travis Kelce is the best tight end in the league by far. So it's just watching that connection is just it's so entertaining for me. So that's why the Chiefs got put here.
For me, my opinion list is full on. If I watched like this team play, who would I want to win that game? So like, you know, if the Titans played the Dolphins, who was my number 10 pick, I'd pick the Titans to win. Like, I'd want the Titans to win.
I gotcha.
It's not about what's more entertaining. It's who I want to win.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, even though this is just like a favorite team rankings list, we do have our different reasons for why we do that. So I knew the second I mean, when I was making the list, I put the Chiefs here. I was like, I know people are gonna not like this, but that's how I feel about them. I'm not. I will tell you right now, I don't want them to win the Super Bowl again at all. But it's just because it's like I don't like them being the dynasty NFL team right now either. But I do like watching them play for entertainment purposes.
I was perfect on with a Titans theme and ranking right here.
You were,
and
right at 9.
All of my theme rankings are accurate because I don't have mascot rankings in mind. So.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to number 8. Me and Jason agreed on the good old Chargers here. Ryan has the Lions, Matthew has the Bengals, Tyler has the Vikings, and everybody overall has the Bills here. The Bills would probably be much higher if it wasn't for Tyler.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So I'm just going to go ahead and do my little spill because I know the Chargers are in my division and I have them ranked number 8. They're by far the team that I can stand the most, especially based off of, like, if we're including fans and stuff, their fans are not nearly as bad as the Raiders and the Chiefs. And they also just have a ton of players that I like watching. I love watching Justin Herbert. I love watching Austin Eckler. I love watching Joey Bosa.
Mm-hmm.
They have a lot of players that I like to watch and are by far the team in my division that I can stand the most, besides my own.
For me, it's the same reason, but probably 95% just Austin Eckler. I think Eckler is just so awesome. I love watching him play. He's such a short little guy, but he's just he can just always find a way to get open and just make big plays. I mean, for fantasy, he's fantastic because he's a receiving running back because that's all the Chargers know how to do is throw the ball. So even though he's a running back, he's a receiving running back. And then he's their leading scorer typically just because he just always finds the end zone. So he's just I like Eckler a lot. I like Herbert a lot too. I still don't know if he's quite earned that giant contract that he got, but I still like Herbert. So it was a roster thing for me. Anybody else want to say anything about their stuff?
So I bet Matthew doesn't like the Vikings being at number 8 for Tyler.
I mean, I don't really. I don't know. I don't care about the Vikings. I hate them, but I don't. It doesn't bother me whenever other people like them because I see why.
Oh yeah. All right, let's move on to number 7. Okay. So once again, I had to defend myself, and I guess I didn't have to.
Yeah, but I didn't realize Matthew had the Chiefs this time. I've forgotten.
Yeah. So I've got the Eagles. Ryan has the Ravens. Jason has the Dolphins. Matthew has the Chiefs. Tyler has the Panthers, and then overall, the Chargers are here at number 7. So,
I've never heard Tyler talk about the Panthers before.
It's because they have Bryce Young. That's why he has them this high.
That's exactly why.
Even though I like Bryce Young, that's not going to sway me to have the Panthers this high. I mean, I don't remember. Have I had the Panthers yet? I don't remember.
Yeah, you had them already.
I'm pretty sure I didn't have them in my top 8.
This is the highest the Panthers are right here.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, so I wasn't going to let that affect me, because especially we don't know what Bryce Young's going to look like in the NFL at all. So
I already had my spill about the Chiefs being this high up, so I'm not going to do it again.
Yeah.
Yep.
Otherwise, I'm okay with this, with the Eagles and the Ravens.
All right, let's move on to number 6 then. All right. So here I've got the Bills. Ryan has the Broncos. Jason has the Seahawks. Both teams ranked for each other right there.
Mhm.
Matthew has the Chargers. Tyler has the Buccaneers. And everybody has the Bengals here. So the Buccaneers here is kind of surprising too.
Yep.
Is it really?
After
I
the
mean-
list we've seen.
I mean, well, no,
Steam has
because of
8,
that.
though.
Huh?
Steam is 8 for them, so it don't seem too surprising.
Yeah, it's one of those things like, can he name more than 3 players on that team? Like,
I think the most surprising thing here is the Bills for Steven being theme number 2.
I mean,
I love the Bills. I had the Bills even higher than this, but like fucking theme 2 is ridiculous.
You also got to remember, and even I said after the stadiums podcast, I was like, I feel like I accidentally moved the Bills up too high for the stadium.
Yeah.
As far as for this list so far, I've had like no regrets. Like everything that I've got placed feels 100% right for me. But so that probably helped. And then of course I had Billy Buffalo really high. I like Billy Buffalo a lot. And then what were the other rankings? I'm totally blanking. Just the logos and the uniforms. Oh, and I had the uniforms super high because they're blue. So it makes sense to me. I'm surprised that I knew that, you know, we've joked about it that I might be a little bit of a closet Bills fan, but you know, I think 6 is good for the overall because there's definitely teams I prefer more. Okay, anything else y'all want to say about this?
thanks for putting some respect on the Broncos, Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, I said I said all podcasts. I'll say it again, obviously. A year or two, or like 2 years ago, Broncos would not have been this high for me, but just because they have Russell Wilson now, I like the Broncos. I'm rooting for them more because I still love Russell Wilson and want him to do well, even though he's kind of crazy. You know, he still was. He carried the Seahawks for a lot of, and I didn't carry them. We were an amazing team just without him, or besides him. But he was like, you know, the fucking forefront of the Seahawks for a long time. So that is the main reason I have them this high.
All right.
Because I was sour. I was like a couple years ago, probably had them pretty low because I was a big Panthers fan, rooting for the Panthers for the 2015 Super Bowl. And when the Broncos beat them, I was very sad / annoyed.
Matthew, got anything to say about the Chargers here?
No, I like Justin Herbert a lot. I think he's really cool. He's a fun quarterback.
Oh yeah,
Like
I know
like
you.
You said I don't think he deserved all that huge contract yet, but
yeah, since he didn't
maybe
he hasn't really done anything in the playoffs or anything, so that's what has hurt him. But I also think it's just Chargers have some kind of weird curse on them. I don't know what it is. All right, let's move on to number 5. So I know Ryan's going to absolutely hate this. I've got the 49ers at 5. Ryan has the Saints. Jason has the Eagles. Matthew has the Broncos. Tyler has the Raiders. And then everybody overall has the Titans at 5. But again, we have two people that are Titans fans. So that's going to affect that.
It's such a scam. They shouldn't be in the top 10.
The 49ers isn't what I have the issue with as much on this page. Is the fucking Tyler having the Raiders. Is like, once again, I've not heard Tyler ever like hound the Raiders that much, and he has some fucking top 5 favorite teams in the NFL.
I don't have anything to say about this slide because I'm just repeating myself about my division rivals at this point.
It is surprising though for the Raiders. Like I don't know what his reasoning would be because they don't really have that fancy of a roster. They do have a couple notable players like Devontae Adams and Josh Jacobs and stuff, but
that's why he has them that high.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I will say I'm surprised you have the Saints this high up, but I know it's a lot to do with the theme. I feel like with you, Ryan.
Not the theme. I just like the Saints. I mean, I like the uniforms. I don't like their stadium or anything, but I like their uniforms a lot. And I don't know. I've always been like rooting for the Saints ever since the whole like, you know, they had that Storybooks fucking comeback when the Super Bowl back in 2010 or whatever
from the hurricanes
after Katrina and everything. And yeah, I've just always, you know, New Orleans is a cool city. I've
fair.
I've always liked the Saints. But they have an ugly ass stadium. I put fucking Mercedes-Benz Superdome pretty low.
Well, it's Caesars Superdome now.
That one, sorry,
Yeah.
I forgot that. Yeah, Caesars Superdome now.
All right, let's move on to number 4. Obviously, lots of Broncos love here. Continuing, I've got Broncos at 4. I've already explained why. For when I was explaining the Giants stuff too. Ryan's got the Bengals. Jason has the Jaguars. Matthew has the Dolphins. Tyler has the Eagles. And overall, we're at number 4 is the Seahawks.
One out of the top 3 just because of old Mr. Packer over there.
Yeah, he definitely pulled it down. Definitely pulled it down.
I have 0 issues with this entire slide.
Just it's weird that the Bengals are so high for Ryan whenever their theme is 17th.
Yeah, that's because
that's a pretty reoccurring theme, though.
Yeah, which is weird considering you'll see at the end. You would like there is thing where it's just like I don't know. Bengals, I love them, but their stadium is kind of shit, and their logo is not that exciting. Like they had one of the best. I think uniforms. I have them, and I think I had them like second or third, I think. But yeah, it's just they need to update a stadium, and that'd be a lot higher for me. And they need a cooler logo than just a B with some tiger stripes on it.
Would you have the Bengals mascot ranked high? Have you seen the Who Day?
Probably not that high because I mean there's no tiger mascot that can compare to Aubie. So every tiger mascot I see is just like I compare to Aubie and it's just not nearly as good.
I mean that's fair. I think Aubie's actually a really good mascot.
Yeah, he wins like the fucking best mascot like championship like every other fucking year pretty much.
Yeah.
So but yeah, I mean he's better than Clemson Tiger. I'll give him that. The Bengals Who Day Cat thing.
Even though we're an NFL podcast, we should rank every college football mascot.
Oh my god.
That would take forever.
Stanford or Syracuse would be number 1 for me.
You.
Okay, let's move on to number 3. Obviously, I got lots of love for the Seahawks too. Y'all already knew that. I got the Seahawks at number 3 and I actually have them ranked number 1 for my theme. Ryan has the Bills here, which way off on the theming though. Jason also has his number 3 is his number 1 in theming for the Ravens. Matthew once again tied with the overall group for the Eagles, and then Tyler has the Dolphins here. Which he's got Dolphins themed at 19, but that's because he put the Dolphins logo at like 27 or 28. So.
Which is ridiculous. Once again, I'm A-okay with this entire slide.
This is a great slide. I like this slide a lot.
I didn't expect Jason's number 1 theme to be the Ravens.
I did. I called it. I love so much. I love their stadiums, their jerseys, their logo, their mascot, and then they have so many players that I like too.
Yeah. No, I'm actually not surprised at all for that either. I don't really have anything else to say. Y'all want to move on?
Yeah.
All right, number 2. Also, I mean, y'all have already known who my top 5 were, so we're not going to have any surprises here at this point. For me, the Dolphins I've got at number 2. Ryan's got the Vikings at number 2, and that's his number 1 theme. Jason, way off between theming and the overall team.
Yep.
Number 2, he's got the 49ers, which he ranked 30th in theme.
Because of Sourdough Sam.
And everything else about them.
Matthew's got the Jags here, which is not at all surprising. I would have been mad if you didn't put the Jags at 2. I would have called you a fucking liar. Tyler has the Seahawks here and tied it evenly with the theme, and then everybody overall has the Broncos at number 2.
The only one I'm surprised about here, honestly, I didn't know Tyler's favorite second team was Seahawks. I'm not mad about it, obviously, but I was not aware that Seahawks were his number 2 favorite team.
He's lying about that too.
I think that's the truth.
It's the Chiefs.
You know?
No, Chiefs should definitely be his number 2.
Yeah.
You can have Seahawks at 3, but Chiefs has to be number 2. All right.
By I fully expected all of this from all the talking we've done. I knew that all y'all second place picks were these, so it's like no surprises here.
No, like I said a minute ago, if Jags wasn't 2 at Matthew, I'd be like, all right, redo your list. It's not right.
I will say it is kind of cool to see, like, some of us have like division rivals for another person ranked number 2. Like I have the 49ers against Ryan Seahawks.
That's all we have.
Matthew. No, Steven.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's 3. Like we either have division rivals or each other's teams at number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
That is cool though.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's.
I want to know who everybody's favorite team is.
Yeah, this is gonna be.
It's gonna be really surprising.
Honestly, the surprise for this, I mean, not really much surprise, but kind of surprise is number 1 for everybody.
Yeah. So let's move to number 1. So obviously, Tyler and I are gonna have the Titans here. Duh. Ryan and Jason and Matthew all does. Ryan's got Seahawks. Jason has Broncos. Matthew has the Packers. So because of this, because it's our teams, we definitely need to do a deeper dive into the theme comparison here. So
Hold on.
I have. What, Ryan?
I was going to say, let me get an updated Matthew ranking because remember I skewed it because the Packers didn't have a mascot. So Matthew actually has the Packers.
We're gonna go down, to be honest.
Yeah, no, it went down quite a bit because, like I said, you are very even. Like you have the most closest ranking. Packers jumped down to fucking 14th.
Makes sense because I put their logo and their jerseys really low.
Yep. So it's actually 14th for Matthew.
So I was pretty close, obviously, for my theme. I had the Titans at 4. But then overall, of course, I had them at 1. I think what hurt it is I honestly put T-Rack kind of in the middle, even though I think T-Rack's still a decent mascot. There were still ones I liked better. And then I put like the stadium in the middle, but then of course the logo and the uniforms I put at 1, so that pulled it back up. Now, no surprise for Tyler here. His theme matched the overall.
I mean, what a shot!
Yeah.
Oh.
And then Ryan and Jason were pretty close. Ryan, of course, had theme at 3 for his own team, and then Jason had his theme at 2 for his own team. And then we already said Matthew was pretty far off. But I also, you were honest about your logo's just a G. I remember you saying that when we did the recording. And you were just honest about everything, I think.
I put our stadium up high just because I love our stadium. I want to go to Lambeau so bad.
Yeah, I remember you were by far the highest on Lambeau.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. But it makes sense. It totally makes sense. And then, see, Ryan said he's surprised by Dolphins being 1. I'm actually not.
Me either.
I think it's interesting the fact that like we have a Dolphins fan on our podcast, and this is everybody's rankings besides the Dolphins fan. So it's not like skewed at all with the Dolphin with Gavin putting them number 1 or anything. This is just without Gavin, they're number 1.
We need Gavin to go through and rank everything at some point to where we can see his. I just want to know.
I think we know what his like top 3 or 4 would be though, without a doubt. So. All right. Oh yeah, we have more to actually look at here. Let's
say I'm gonna do some adjustments. You can go do that.
All right.
So I'm gonna just adjustments. I did the most bias versus least bias, where I took everybody's opinion rankings and then took the difference of that versus your theme rankings, added them all up, and basically the lower the number, the closer you were to theme rankings and opinion rankings being the closest. Bigger the number, farther away you were. But because I fucked up the Giants, Packers, and Jets stats, it skewed this. So I actually did some mental math, and I'm pretty confident that this would change, and that the most bias would just be me. Because I think
really?
Because I'm not going to change that 194. I don't have mascots, so my ranking wouldn't change. But Steven, your Giants wouldn't be tied for 5th for you, and so that would jump a bunch, and then all this other shit because everything else would just move 1 or 2. So I think I'm the most biased probably, and Matthew would take least bias because he was only 3 behind Tyler. But because fucking Packers and stuff,
liar.
Yeah. Tyler's
then
also
we
a liar.
Yeah, we all called Tyler a
So
liar
I know
through this
we have a
entire
visual
episode.
here, but I'm recrowning. I'm the most biased. Matthew is the least biased.
Okay.
I'm right in the middle, and I'm okay
Okay.
with that.
Because we can't prove, because Tyler's not here, we can't prove that Tyler is the most biased. I will take that crown for now, because I was pretty biased. You can see there by a decent amount.
All right. And that's it.
Yeah, we did it.
So we're already over 2 hours. So
Yeah,
I
this
say
is our-
we just
Yeah, this,
call it here.
We
our
might
longest episode.
honestly might want to do a two-parter episode or something.
I don't know. We'll figure out what we want to
Yeah.
do. You're muted, Matthew. We don't know what you just said.
Said no, we hate two-parters
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
around here.
So I'll take this moment to let y'all know. We had talked about what we wanted to do for the fantasy league. We haven't decided fully on punishment stuff yet, but we did decide we wanted to go ahead instead of just letting it happen like an hour before draft. We went ahead and set our draft order. And the way we decided it was picking drivers in a NASCAR race. And it wasn't like picking our favorite drivers or anything. It was literally random. You get a random driver. So look out for that. I think I'll upload that episode, or that, I don't know, episode. Just I'll upload that video probably Wednesday. So be on the lookout for that. It's pretty entertaining, and a lot of horrible things happen to some of us, and a lot of good things happen to others. So, but yeah, look out for that video. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at AutomarketPod. If you want to try Dubby, the energy drink, 10% off at checkout. Use our code ALWAYSOUT. Go to dubby.gg. Anything else I'm forgetting to mention?
Just look out for our fantasy draft is next week. Our next episode will be our fantasy draft.
And if you are an audio listener, obviously the video for the NASCAR draft thing is only going to be on YouTube. So make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/@alwaysoutofmarket. So
That's how
that's
you
it.
do it, Stephen.
Yeah.
Beetleman watching the YouTube videos.
Come on in.
Yeah.
Well,
ERP
it would not make sense to put that as just an audio
No,
only.
no.
That would be so weird. So,
I will say Steven is right. It is entertaining to watch. We watched it earlier, and it was actually fun to watch.
all right, Ryan, take us out.
Well, guys, it's been a fun time. I think we all learned a lot, life lessons. We learned Tyler's a straight-up liar. We learned Ryan's bad at counting statistics correctly. I think we all had a great time, Go Dolphins.
Yeah, fins up, baby.
Yeah, fins up. See ya.